Chesterfield Judge Haller has decided that for now, 19-year-old Logan Michael Osborn will not serve any jail time. Back in September, the ex-Cosby High School student-athlete pleaded guilty to carnal knowledge. This after he was accused of taking a 14-year-old girl into the woods on school property, binding her neck and hands with a belt, and forcing her to perform a sex act. Then in January, Judge Haller sentenced Osborn to 2 years in jail, but held off on activating the sentence, saying he would revisit the punishment in 6 months. Wednesday, Judge Haller again decided to postpone activating the sentence, which means still no jail time for Osborn, a move that got a lot of people talking on social media. Following court, Osborn's attorney released this statement. A sentencing hearing is always a balancing act for the court. There was compelling evidence that my client could contribute significantly to society in a variety of ways, and that despite facing tremendous obstacles as an 18-year-old, he matured and managed to put himself on a very positive track for the future. Attorney Ed Riley is not tied to this case, but explains that even without jail time, there's still a punishment.
He's a felon now. He's going to be reporting. If it's a violent felony, he's either going to be reporting every 30 days or every 90 days for the rest of his life. He's 19 years old. He will be reporting and be hounded as a violent sexual felon for the rest of his life. Don't underestimate that. I'm pretty sure Judge Haller didn't underestimate.
Shout out to excuse me. Shout out to Ash and Lewis for sending me this story. How did I know that before they got to the part about them saying that they did not want to ruin his future and that he would be on the right track, that they were going to slip that in there somewhere? I was waiting for it to happen. Now, you know, it is something else when something like that or a statement like that has become so predictable with cases like these. This guy, 19 years old, who should be out of high school if he's not already, went and kidnapped a 14-year-old girl, took her to the woods, tied her up, and forced her to commit a sex act on him. And we already know what he made her do. I think it's pretty obvious. Or at least we know one of the major things that he made her do. And they kept putting off a 2-year sentence. First off, 2 years, that wasn't even enough. Even if he got the 2 years, that still would have been a slap on the wrist. To be honest, I don't even remember covering this story when this first came out. It said September of last year. So he was supposed to be sentenced in January, but they put it off 6 months. Sorry about that interruption, y'all. I hate when I get interrupted because I ended up losing what I was talking about. Hopefully I get back to it. But did you also hear how the person was talking at the end saying that this isn't really an escape for him? He says he's going to be known as a sexual assault felon for the rest of his life, and he's going to have to report every 90 days for the rest of his life. Okay, wow. He has to report every 3 months for just 1 day. Every 3 months? How many times is that a year? That's what, 4 times a year? So what? That still means he gets to have his freedom. He still gets to walk and wander around. He still gets to have those urges. Because let me tell you something right now. I have a feeling this is not the first time he's done something like this, but it is the first time he's gone to that extreme and got caught. Man, I tell you, this another example of watching whiteness at work, and they try to tell us that white privilege ain't even real. Let a black person had done something not even equivalent to this, but just an ounce of this. Crickets, well, not crickets, it would have been a wrap for that person. Y'all let me know what you think about this story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be down below to the PayPal and Patreon. I will talk to you in the next one.